The Hilltop Girl Podcast.
Hey, everybody. Welcome back to another episode of the Hilltop Glove Podcast. Today, we have the pleasure of speaking with TiffanyJ, also known as the Supa Dope Chick, a talented graphic artist, regular artist, author, and entrepreneur. TiffanyJ is a soulful artist that overcame depression to embrace her unique journey. From church roots to entrepreneurship, she's a multifaceted talent. And as a solo artist since 2012, her self-esteem movement empowers the youth. Her latest album, Solbird Sessions Live, hit number 8 on iTunes. And beyond music, she created Super Beauty and Handsome Hero, which both appeared on BET and Good Morning America and has earned numerous accolades. She's committed to charity work and was recognized as the best artist in 2022 by the Columbia Neighborhood Awards. Columbia declared November 20th, 2022, TiffanyJ Day, marking her 10 years as a solo artist. Anticipate her ever-evolving creative journey, and we just want to say thank you for being here today with us. How are you?
Thank you so much for the invitation. I'm great. I'm good.
I mean, you do so much. We got to make sure you mentally.
I'm just a regular person.
No lie, I literally look up to you. People don't know this. I really do, because you do so much.
Seriously, you are one of the most rounded creatives I know. Like, you have a lot of different talents if you didn't know.
Oh, thank
if you don't, embody that, you have a
I mean, I'm looking up to you, and you have a great. I mean,
I appreciate it, but you have as many, if not,
you.
Creative talent. So
I can say that I'm learning branding from you. I've watched how you've grown and branded yourself,
okay,
and how you help other people brand. So I definitely appreciate that, the creative side.
I appreciate that notation too.
Thank you. So tell people a little bit about yourself, because some people don't know what all you do, where you're from, if you have any siblings.
Okay, so TiffanyJ, no space. I charge people extra when they mess up my name. But TiffanyJ, my real name is Tiffany. What's funny about the no space thing is J is actually my middle initial. Oh. However, my brand name is TiffanyJ, one word. But I'm from Columbia, South Carolina. I'm born and raised. I love living in Columbia. I graduated from Keenan High School. I am a graduate of Columbia College. I got a Bachelor of Science degree in computer science. I got a Master of Fine Arts in media design.
That's what I'm talking about.
I have a little experience teaching and, about to get back into the classroom. I have what I call my full-time business is my graphic design firm, TJ's Elements, which is almost 15 years old. I started that business my senior year of undergrad school. Music, however, is my very first love, I would have to say. I always remember music in some form or fashion. I remember my earliest rejection moment was because of music. I was 5 years old and I wanted to join the church choir, but you had to be 6 and they told me no. And I remember it to this day, and I wrote about it in my book. But I always loved music. And I'm sure we'll get into whatever with the questions. But the reason I really wanted to jump into pursuing music is because I absolutely loved being in church and watching my mom sing every Sunday. It wasn't her singing that necessarily wanted me to, follow in that path, but it was the reaction and the flow of people coming to her after service saying how she touched them. And I always wanted to touch people through the work that I did. So other than that, I'm an author. I love the kids. I love mentoring. I love just helping people embrace their uniqueness. Because after I kind of discovered who I was and flew with that, I overcame depression, suicide contemplation and attempts. So I'm just all about helping people become their individual unique selves and just understanding that, they're great and just do them. Yeah. So that's me in a nutshell, I think.
Now, what church? You from Columbia? What church did you attend growing up?
First Nazareth Baptist Church. It's a fairly large church now. It's on the corner of Jervin and Millwood. So in Waverly, around Benedict and Allen.
Yeah.
So that's my home church. I still am a member at First National, but I'm also a music director. I was about to say praise and worship leader, but I recently got a promotion. So I'm music director now at New Dimension Church of Northeast. So yeah.
I love it. I love it. So let's talk about the Supa Dope Chick. Where'd you get that name? Where did that name originate from?
You know what? I don't know, and I wore my Supa Dope Chick shirt today.
Yep.
Branding.
Yep.
I don't
Like it.
know exactly where it came from, but I wrote a song called Supa Dope Chick. And it was around the same time I was creating and releasing the Super Beauty brand to the masses.
Mhm.
And because I wanted people to understand I'm not Super Beauty, I had to come up with me a little name to kind of go about it. So I wrote the song Super Dope Chick. Started calling myself that, and it just kind of stuck. So, and it's super with an A. So SUPA, everything else is spelled correctly.
So you basically just like created your own lane.
Oh yeah.
What is that like? Tell us that as a creative, because I know some creatives, they're like stuck. They're like, okay, there's nowhere for me to go. But tell us how
So
you did it
for
step by step.
me, I had to start in a place. I think sometimes as creatives, we have a lot going on in our brain at one time, and we try to do everything at one time or launch everything at one time.
Right.
You can't do that. You gotta, I like to call my businesses and my projects my babies. And if you think of the concept as you got this infant, you're gonna take care of your infant more than you take care of your teenager per se. You can't leave your infant home alone. Whereas you can leave a 13-year-old home alone. So I started building avenues upon avenues after one was already established. So it's easier for me to have several things under my belt because I don't have to take the intimate time with my older projects as I do with my newer things.
So it looks like you're doing
Good
all of this at
point.
once, but
Yeah.
really you're very
'cause-
strategically staggering.
Right. When you have systems in place, when you the business can kind of work its own without me paying attention to, it's still flourishing or flowing while I'm building on something else.
Now,
Makes
are
a
you
lot
a
of sense.
solo one-man show?
No. So some things it's just me, but I have to acknowledge, and that's really a misconception about me. Cause somebody was like, yeah, Tiffany don't work with nobody. Like with music, I can't do none of my music stuff alone.
Right.
Like
point.
there's
Great point.
always, if nothing else, look at my musical journey. It's not just me.
Mhm.
Like I personally don't like performing with tracks. That's just a me thing. So if I'm always somewhere with a band, I ain't playing the instruments behind me.
Right.
I co-produce and I have producers for records. I can engineer, but I don't mix. Somebody got to mix, somebody got to master. My sister, though, you asked about siblings earlier. My sister is literally my go-to. Like everything that I have, she's always my hands-on person.
She's literally your twin.
My
She
twin,
looked just like you.
She is your
Really?
Yeah, I
twin.
saw her.
You know,
I was
people
like,
used to
is that
ask-
Tiffany?
asked us that when we were young. We're 2 years apart. My little sister. But she'll fuss about because I'm a big procrastinator.
Really?
It's part of the creative thing.
Huge procrastinator.
Say it.
Yeah.
Yep.
That's
right.
You struggle. You gotta find
And
some
my
way to do it.
sister likes order. She like all the players. And like if something come up, Sierra, can you go? Now I told you to have this stuff in order. Like just go to the store. Like
Do this for me. Just do it.
we're in the heat of the moment. So my sister is literally my go-to, and I have a little cousin, Zaria, who has assisted me with music stuff, working vendor tables with my Super Beauty brand. Her and Sierra have been there from the start. My cousin Zaria has always been a part of my beauty boot camp. I have a mascot performer. That don't be me and Super Beauty. I mean, sometimes it is. But if you see both of us together, how I'm in the mascot and I'm next to her. You know what I mean? I got a mascot performer. Like there is a team behind TiffanyJ. Yeah.
Oh man.
Okay.
Yeah. So it ain't just me. Now I'm a great leader. I will say that I had to learn to accept that I'm a great leader and I'm great with communicating with different styles of people because everybody doesn't understand the same line the same way.
Yeah.
So I'm great with leading and making sure everybody understands, what's
Same
going
page.
on.
What's
But
your
yeah.
sign?
Aries.
I knew it was
Okay.
I
coming.
was about to say you must.
I knew it was
Aries.
I was
coming.
gonna say either Aries or maybe Taurus, but
I
yeah.
knew it was
I'm
coming.
an Aries. My sister's a Taurus.
I'm an
Oh,
Aries.
there you go.
I'm
Okay,
an
and
Aries.
y'all balance
makes
each other.
sense,
Y'all like kind of a diode then, ain't it?
Yeah, like my sister is literally the closest person to me. And like I'm not an argumentative person at all. I will argue with my sister all day.
Sure.
But you ain't about to argue with my sister. Like it don't go down like that. You know, I'm not gonna argue with nobody else. I probably argue with her the most, but no, you think you gonna stand between me and my sister?
Mhm.
No,
Ain't
or you
happening.
think you gonna go against my sister and not step up? Like people think she's the mean one. She's kind of mean.
She back
but
up.
I got
She
that
back
mean
up.
streak too. But if it comes down to a fight, I'm gonna fight first. So that's what it is. Just please don't play with it.
Yeah, that's right. That's right.
Please don't play. I said I'm from Columbia College Drive area to be exact. So y'all know. You know.
Oh yeah, I know where you're going. Yeah.
just so y'all know.
Oh man.
So out of all your brands and all the different things you do, you said music is your heart and soul.
hmm
I mean, but what do you like about the graphics and providing that for other people? What do you-
So I feel like I was placed on earth not for me. It's a lot of desires and wants that I have, and I had to come to an understanding that God placed me here to serve other people. So I feel like with everything that I do, my mission is to create and help people create to become their best selves. So with graphics, I stand tall in it because I self-taught myself.
Mm.
Self-taught myself. I taught
Yes,
myself.
Understood. We understood.
Artists
No,
and that's
you
what-
did. That was
artists
correct,
and
yes.
that's-
when I started graphics, I was getting a degree in computer science.
Oh, wow.
Right.
Like, and the reason I kind of started looking into graphics is because we were learning how to code websites. And I wanted to know, how can I make this website visually appealing without
Yeah.
using code?
You know, that's the best devs is developers that end up having to go into design.
Yeah.
Like
So, and then a lot of people think they go together, but they're two
No.
totally different things.
two different parts of your brain, two different
exactly.
backgrounds, two different like even when you go to this, I'm a web guy.
This is
Okay,
perfect.
okay.
Right up
Yeah,
there.
when you go to a conference, it's two different groups of people.
Exactly.
Like they might be there, but it's there, and then the project manager's over to the side because they don't know anything.
Right,
about it.
right. No, exactly, because I feel like I'm a techie and an artsy
Yeah.
person. Like when I was in school, my dream job was to become a math teacher. I absolutely love math.
Really?
Absolutely
Mm.
love math.
When'd
That
you
makes
find
sense.
that out?
Elementary school.
Seriously?
Like I took 2 credits to high school from middle school. Like my minor was math
God,
in
you was
college.
Yeah, you were mathing.
Like
You were mathing.
I wanted to be a math teacher really
Okay.
bad. I ended up
Comp sci makes
teaching
sense.
math at Virginia College for a little bit.
Oh, wow.
But I absolutely love math, but I'm a creative.
Mhm.
Like I have both of those brains.
You hurt me right now. My
So
brain's-
creative. That's so weird because I'm a creative and I hate math, but when I'm painting, math is like numbers.
I'm
When I
glad you
paint.
said that because
Oh.
recently I had to go to Sanders Middle School.
Uh-huh.
The math teacher there is a friend of mine, and she asked me to come talk to her students about how math is used in graphic design.
Mhm.
And I said, until you asked me to do this, I didn't realize I use math every day in graphics.
Mhm.
You know what I mean? So
innate. You're just doing it.
Until you
Yeah.
try to draw sacred geometries,
Yes.
it is a concept.
Yes.
And then
Right.
when you doing it with like a straight edge and a
Yeah.
like,
Right,
it's
right.
another thing.
it's
Man.
another
If
thing.
you don't got that ruler,
Mhm.
Right.
you need that math.
And then when the stuff ain't in the center,
You
like it's
need
supposed
that
to be in
math.
the
That math.
alignment. So
Gotta
yeah,
line
you
it.
need the math.
Man, that's interesting. Man, okay. So obviously you do a lot. You're
Okay.
very
I do
multifaceted.
everything but dance, just for the record.
Oh, so you don't dance?
I got rhythm, but I don't really do choreography and stuff well.
Okay. All right. So there's
Yeah.
there's one thing you don't do. You aren't
Yeah.
doing choreography. So this is the big what influenced you?
To do what?
Everything that you
What's
do.
his origin
Like,
story?
Or
what's your
what?
like how did you get onto the track of becoming this person that is being honored by the
Supa
city of
Dope
Columbia
Chick.
and Supa Dope? Because like it seems like you were
Yeah, I didn't even know they did that.
yeah.
That's a,
Proclamations.
yeah.
Yeah, you got
I
a
mean, I guess, yeah. Do that.
We
yeah.
this is
You're
our
a second
second guest that has
proclamation person.
a day in
Yeah.
Columbia.
Really?
Yeah.
Now before I had TiffanyJ Day, we actually got Buddies Not Bullies Week. Our second year, we did the Buddies Not Bullies rally at the State House.
Okay.
So they designated that whole week in me and Super Beauty's honor.
Mm.
So yeah, the TiffanyJ Day is my second proclamation.
Oh. Good gosh.
But that one got a little more flavor. TiffanyJ,
Yeah.
Yours in particular. Yeah.
Right. But I guess with me, because a lot of who I am is me overcoming.
Okay.
So with me falling into depression as a young child, attempting suicide at 12, I started learning how to express myself a lot more after that incident. So I was always kind of creative. I played trumpet on band as well. So I was always like a creative musical person, somebody that I like style. I don't like to say I like fashion. I like style. I was always different. I saved my report card money for sneakers. Like, I was always a sneaker girl. But I think I started writing songs when I was 14. And it was my way to express and to heal. So by the time I still write in that way, I'm writing about something to help me heal from something that I think by the time the masses hear it, I'm over it, but I'm helping the masses heal. So I've been inspired by just a healing and overcoming journey. But people that I look up to, I absolutely adore, and I call my mentor Angie Stone. And the reason I look up to her and entitle her as my mentor is because she comes from where I come from. She's from Columbia, but we both grew up in the same church. So she grew up with my mom. I grew up with her daughter. Her daughter went to Keenan too, but we all have roots at First National Baptist Church. And to see her where she has gone, it gives me an eyesight of where I could go because she comes from the same place. Yeah, same beginnings. I love Angie Stone. I love music Soul Child. I love a lot of 70s music, I like 80s music, but I like a lot of soul and I like substance.
Like the collard
and
greens and funk.
I love storytelling. So I just grasp inspiration from my surroundings. Like I just want tomorrow to be better than today.
I think we had this little thread going on today of service and learning, serving others, and then also learning from the people around you and bringing that past forward. And I know you're just talking about some of your musical influences. I just had to ask, so like musically growing up in your home, what type of music was being played?
I'm glad you asked that question. Because like I said, my mom sang in church a lot. But my mom was a big Motown fan. So she played a lot of Motown. I was literally on Facebook the other day. We was talking about An American Dream. That's the Jackson 5 story. Like I remember when that debuted when I was a child. And at this time, my parents are divorced. But at this time, my parents were still married. We put together me and my sister's twin beds because it was a 3-night miniseries.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
And it was either on ABC or CBS, but we pushed our twin beds together and the whole family watched it every night in the room. I remember vividly when that or miniseries movie came out. But she listened to a lot of Motown. My dad, however, is a big funk type person. And my dad had this compilation CD I used to listen to almost every day when I got home from school. And the song Sun Is Here by Sun, if you don't know it, go look it up. Sun Is Here by Sun made me want to be a musician.
You
absolutely made me want to be a musician. So my dad had more of an eclectic taste in music. My mom had more of a traditional, gospel, Motown.
She's a singer. So it makes sense.
And she's a singer. But like some of the stuff that he would listen to was more, I don't want to say more musical, but it just gave me it was out of the box of what everybody is listening to.
You got the best of both worlds.
You did. So you got to see you got the good pop balance in music, and then you also got that. I always like to say, I like when people say eclectic and stuff. Weird.
Because my dad used to listen to stuff like Tears for Fears.
See what I'm saying?
You know what I mean? And he rides in the car like hitting his finger on.
See, I already know it. So you're like, Daddy, what you doing, Daddy? But I like that music. Keep playing. Play that one time.
Yeah, so I had a good variety mix in the house.
That's good. And do you think that's something specifically for creatives? Because I always got to bring this into it. Our podcasts, of course, are for millennials trying to learn how to adult, trying to learn how to be better at whatever they do, whatever their craft is, whatever their business may be, whatever industry they work in. And I know as a creative, I always like to, when we talk to folks, see if they understand or if they think this is important to have a varied amount of experiences as a creative. Do you think that is something that helps to build you up to be a stronger creative, to have a variety of things in front of you to pull from?
I do, because the saying is art imitates life, right?
Oh,
And we pull from life. Like
hmm
the way people connect to art has to transcend soul some type of way. In order for people to relate to that, you have to pull from an experience. Like, I don't think art is as authentic as it could be if it's not drawn from some situations. Like when I first started writing songs, in particularly, I could not write a song if I did not experience it or if I did not want to experience it. I struggled with being skilled enough to come from another place. Now I can just kind of sit down and write a song,
Yeah.
but that comes with skill and experience and things like that. But
Repetition.
the natural gift came from experience, or what you want to be experienced, or what you've seen somebody experience. You know what I mean? So I think gravitating toward life experience, whether it's your own or not, can help create any type of art.
Man, that's a good point. All right, again, another thread that we're dealing with today. So this is all right, because especially nowadays, we always like to talk about the youth and specifically what you do and your influence on the youth, because you are still a youth. Like people don't like. I always tell them, you ain't old yet. Oh,
I mean, I ain't
you
old
dare.
yet.
Don't you start.
I'm gonna rebuttal that.
Go ahead.
You want to remember your thought? So, at my home church, I was hired to teach the young adult choir for our young adult day, right?
Okay.
And sometimes older people in the church, there is a difference between a youth and a young adult.
I got you.
Okay?
I got you.
Youth is the 18 and under. Okay?
Uh-huh.
She got up there and said, it's youth day, and what would our youth think? You talking about these grown people up here paying their own bills. I am not a youth. Now, I'm still young. But youth, I just feel like that's the minors that don't take care of themselves. Like, don't call me no youth if I don't got the same responsibilities at home as you.
Yeah.
Like, give me that respect.
Yeah.
And that's just more like,
I like how you said
church
that.
hurt.
I like how you said that. I like how you said that. Oh man! All right, I'm stealing that from you now. All right, but I
You
mean,
ain't got
like
the money
in
and power yet.
No, exactly. You got money and power.
Yeah.
So, but in the sense of in the music industry, right? They tend to put the youth as there's a marketing range.
Right.
And that's what I'm referring to is the marketing range. Now, most of the youth in that marketing range, you're looking from 25 under, right? They always look at people 25 and older, and they say, well, you're old. You don't know what's going on. You don't know what's hip. You don't know what's happening out here in the streets. You don't know my experience. Y'all know about life. Matter of fact, y'all are doing stuff wrong. You haven't figured it out, because if you haven't figured it out yet, y'all would have been so hot that I would have been paying attention to you.
So you start looking at the age of the songwriters.
That's where I'm coming from. So what I'm asking you is specifically as being somebody who works in the industry and doing all of that work from top to bottom, songwriting, instrumentation, etc. Do you run into any of those issues of having to jump over hurdles of communication when it comes to youth who are involved in the industry?
So there is a disconnect that I have to agree with. I think even outside of industry, there is just a disconnect with, you know, what's crazy to me is that the youth, the 25 and under, look the same age as the 25 and older.
Issue.
So the issue is we all come together. We don't even really know who youth and who ain't.
No.
Right? Because like, I got some, I don't even know if to call them peers, but I got some little friends that's singing and stuff.
Yeah.
They like 10 years older than me, but you wouldn't know us sitting together.
That's what I was saying.
So
how do you?
It's like whatever they saying is nonsense, because like we all here together. You know what I mean? We wearing the same clothes. We talking the same way. Now we might have a little bit more wisdom, but that's because of life experience. Like when you get here, you'll understand that what you saying now ain't really, you know, all of what is cutting out to be. But that's with every generation though. Like when we were younger, I couldn't wait to be grown. You know what I mean? But now I wish I was.
I wish I would have been a Toys R Us.
I wish I was still going to school.
Say it.
Like
exactly.
as a minor and come home, do homework, and that's it. You know.
Do you think there's a way to? And I mean, don't
to
mean
go
to cut
back
off,
drum
but
in time?
do you not to? Oh, stop! Mike's like, yeah, sure.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, sure, absolutely, yeah.
Do you think that there's a way to, like, I always like to say, I hate cycles because, like, I want to move forward, right? And cycles almost imitate death. And
you just gotta you gotta push that orbit.
you push that orbit,
You gotta
right?
push that orbit. It's still a circle. It's just a bigger circle.
Do you think that there's a way, especially like, because our generation, we have a better understanding of what we're seeing, right? And since we have a better understanding of what we're seeing, do you think there's a way in which we can connect with the youth? Yes, understand where we come from, and we're going to push it past that. Meaning, we don't want you to have to think that us as quote unquote elders don't understand you or don't know where you're coming from. Because, like, why are we still doing the same thing that was happening in the 60s and the 70s when the generations were coming together? And they're like, y'all don't understand us. I'm wearing my crazy hair. Like, we shouldn't have to do that anymore. Like, it would be reminiscent of us, like, to us for us to look at somebody who's a younger artist or a business entrepreneur and be like, nah, I don't like what you're doing. I don't think that rocks. Because we know better than that. We know that the youth have good ideas. We know that they have things that can push forward, right? And specifically you as because you're a tastemaker, right? You help push things through. And so whatever you say and the things that come out of your mouth, people take it to be serious. That's why I was saying I had to take myself back for a second when I realized who was sitting down talking with us today. I was like, yeah, of course. So do you think that there is a way? And if so, do you have any ideas or thoughts about how we could better communicate to our youth around these subjects?
Absolutely. So, just to kind of piggyback or revert back to my bio. So I started a girls boot camp. I'm really big on mentorship, and I started this boot camp in 2014. We celebrated 10 years this year. But it's absolutely a way to connect with them. But we have to prioritize the time to mentor them. And when you become a mentor, you open your mind and your time to hear what they have to say. You can't say, we know a better way and y'all don't want to listen. You got to invest the time into just letting them talk and speak and then seeing eye to eye. But we have to prioritize the time to give to them to make, us move forward. But it's definitely possible. We just have to prioritize and mentor. And a lot of us don't want to do that.
Yeah.
And make the space where they can feel comfortable with that.
Right.
That's the other thing is the youth is always looking at, oh, yeah, y'all are doing it for real. I'm making this up as I go. Guess what? We all making it up.
Yeah.
We don't have any
just creating that safe space for them to be like, no, we understand what you're saying, but the time has to be carved out. We can't do this in passing. You can't do it with social media posts. Like, we literally have to carve out time and prioritize mentoring them.
So talk about Super Beauty and Handsome Hero.
So Super Beauty and Handsome Hero. Super Beauty came first. She is a character I created. Yeah. Fictional character who is a self-declared superhero. And she basically promotes anti-bullying, self-love, and confidence. And the reason I created her was because I had the boot camp for the girls. And at this time, 2017, I had just released my very first book, but it was not a read for those girls. And I was like, I want to have something I can offer to this group that I'm tapping to. You know what I mean? So I was like, I'm going to do a children's book series. And with the children's book series, I was like, okay, I need a character. And I knew if I had a children's book, I wanted a mascot. So off top, I knew that. I did not have her name initially. Went to sleep, woke up, and I was like, I'm going to call her Super Beauty, right? After I named her, after me and my mom took turns trying to illustrate her, I actually won. But I illustrated my character. But after, right before her launch, official launch, I was reminded that one of my girls from camp years prior did a school project on me and called me Super Beauty. And I remember she sent me the project and I went in through my email and I found the PDF of her project where she called me Super Beauty and said I had the powers to make people feel good about themselves. Wow. And I was like, this is confirmation because I wasn't in the vein of thinking that she planted a seed in me and wasn't even thinking of it. But I'm glad I realized it before launch because I could give that credit where it was due.
Mhm.
So somebody called me that, and I in turn called my character that. So we launched officially with our first book, the mascot, and we launched the idea of our plush doll. And our plush doll says over 20 phrases that boost self-esteem. So she isn't just a plush doll, she talks. Currently we are sold out. We
Of
are
course.
in
As you
in
should.
production for some more, but Handsome Hero came later.
Okay.
And Handsome Hero came because when I was going to schools with Super Beauty, boys was like coming up and getting high fives and hugs just as much as the girls were. And I was like, I didn't really anticipate that. So because they were attracted to her, I was like, let me do a boy character too. And my dad came up with the name Handsome Hero. He either said call him Homeboy Hero or Handsome Hero. And I went with Handsome since we call her Beauty. So
Yep.
we went with Handsome Hero. And like, in addition to him also promoting self-love, confidence, and anti-bullying, he also promotes leadership and education in boys. So a lot of times I
Super
think
dope.
we as people ignorantly look at children and say, you should be this. Like if you, especially boys, if they're tall, they're going to automatically say, you should play ball.
Yep.
You know what I mean?
man,
Why he can't go be a surgeon?
Exactly.
You know? So Handsome Hero has more of a way to have boys understand that they can love music and math. They can love sports and science. You know, so that's our kind of lane with him. But we do have Handsome Hero dolls. We got him in stock. He
Yeah.
speaks too. But Super Beauty dolls are just sold out. So
Of
we just go to
course.
schools and events. Shouts out to Talina Hall, who has been my mascot performer for Super Beauty since launch. You know, if I'm in her, Super Beauty gonna move a little bit. Y'all gonna be like, go Super Beauty. But when she in it, it's a whole nother, it's like a professional dance.
Yeah.
You know?
Like you
But
said,
she-
you don't dance.
You don't
Yeah, I
dance.
don't
That's what we
dance.
think
I
you
will
don't
move.
do.
Nah, I do a little shimmy. And I got rhythm. I'll be on
Yep.
beat. But I can't do all the hip stuff.
Uh-uh.
The TikTok
I got my
dances they
the
used to be
TikTok.
doing.
No. Exactly. And going back to the youth, you tried to teach me some TikTok dances at choir rehearsal one time. I was like, no, it's not for me. I
Break an
can't
ankle.
catch up with it. But yeah, that's how they came to life. And those are like, I don't have children currently. I would love children one day. But I like to look at the Super Beauty Incorporated business as my legacy.
Yeah. No, that's an excellent legacy. I
Yeah.
mean, it's
You
something that is
created the
necessary.
path.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously.
So yeah.
To talk about your music, transition into the music, the
My
Solbird
music.
Sessions Live.
Solbird Sessions
It was a
live.
great experience, you guys. If you didn't,
Yeah, Tamaya actually
great.
worked
with Grip, I
with
worked
Grip on the jib. So shouts out to
Grip on the
Tamaya and
jib.
Grip. It was so
that whole day, that
The
whole
whole
production
day.
day.
so that particular day, the day we filmed and recorded this album, so it's a live R&B album.
Yeah.
But and I did a
Yeah.
documentary alongside it. But the day we recorded was the sickest I have ever been in my life.
No.
Literally.
You did it anyway?
I had to. It was like
Oh, man.
in January of this year, I don't know when this is gonna come out. So January 2023. I launched a crowdfunding campaign for this. I had a goal of $20,000. You know what I mean? I need $20,000 to make this happen the way I see it. I raised between donors, sponsorships, and grant money. I raised $18,000 and something. Okay.
Yep.
First of all, thank y'all.
Yes,
Yep.
yes.
Thank y'all so much. But because of all of the donations came in, I filmed it at ETV. It's just so many factors. Like, I cannot be the reason this don't go on today.
Understood.
I cannot.
Yeah.
It can't be because of me.
Mhm.
It cannot be because of me. Like, when I tell y'all I was in so much pain, it was so unbearable.
Oh.
I was crying before. Like, I was there since 9 o'clock. All my crew and team, everybody coming in, they don't even know where I'm at. I'm in the dressing room for a good 4-5 hours, crying, vomiting. Like,
What did you have?
I'm gonna tell you. But like, I was so sick. But it was an amazing experience. And because like when you're dealing with ETV or just rescheduling, it's too many factors involved to be like, all right, Tiffany said, when can we do this
Y'all
again?
want to do this tomorrow?
Like, no.
It don't work like that.
And then the day it was rainy that day. It was rainy and cold. Matter of fact, it was May, the end of May, and it was rainy and cold. People still came. Like, we started a little bit late, but it was a phenomenal experience. And like when I look at the documentary and just the video, it's hard for me to even fathom that I got up there and did that whole show. Yeah. Like it wasn't 2 songs, it was 10 songs. It was like a bunch of songs. Well, literally 11 songs, because one song.
Over an hour and 40 minutes.
Oh yeah, because I did a break. I did two different sets. Like we were there.
Yes.
Like
Jordan's flu game.
And then one song none of my musicians, singers ever heard in their life, I did it on the spot. And they picked me up during a live recording.
When I was there, I was like, man, this is soulful. I wanted to cry.
You messing with things.
And my mission with all of my art is to connect to mental health awareness. So I made sure I did it in May, which is Mental Health Awareness Month. A lot of the music I chose to record live and some of the new music, they all kind of speak to our well-being mentally and emotionally. And then I released it in September, which is Suicide Prevention Month. So I was real intentional about when I was recording and releasing. But the day of the recording, y'all, literally, I left the venue after we cleaned up. And I went to the hospital. I was in the hospital for 4 days.
Yeah, when I saw that post,
I was in the hospital 4 days. I went to the hospital the same night.
She did not look
sick. I watched the...
I was in the hospital the same night for 4 days. I had an emergency surgery on that Monday, which was Memorial Day. It was supposed to be on Sunday, but nobody was there because of the holiday. Now, I was supposed to have the surgery on Thursday. I found out the week before the recording that they wanted to give me surgery the week before. Emergency. I went to the emergency room for pain, found out I needed to have my gallbladder removed. Okay?
Makes sense.
And I was like, I got like this live record next week. Is there anything I can do to postpone? I could not eat anything with fat in it at all that whole time waiting. Yeah. So I'm starving the whole week. Like the pain kind of, went away for a little bit. But the night of the last rehearsal, which was Thursday, I started having pain again. It just would not go away. So I was like, I'm going to go to the emergency room, just get some morphine so I can get through rehearsal. Went to the emergency room. They doped me up, went to rehearsal, started feeling bad again. Friday came. Now, Friday was May 25th. I did a private screening of The Little Mermaid for my camp girls. Did not see The Little Mermaid. I went, but I was asleep the whole time because I could not stomach the pain. The day before my live recording, I still didn't see the movie, but I was there because I had a movie screening for my girls. I got to show up, So Saturday morning came, and I'm like, yo, this is... So before the show even started, I was like, I'm going to the hospital after this because I can't take it anymore.
You already knew.
I can't wait till next Thursday. For surgery. So when I got admitted that night, they, did the emergency surgery, but I couldn't get the surgeon that was supposed to do it because most of their surgeons were out for Memorial Day. So I had to get the surgery early and
wow.
Yeah, it's like, even for me, like the person it was happening to, when I look at it, like I get emotional because it's like, it was supposed to happen.
Yeah,
obviously. You know what I mean? I have to be in tune enough with God to know when to go and when to not.
Yeah.
And if I would have been like, we can't do this today. Plus, on top of that, I had got a grant from South Carolina Arts Commission. And I was in the last, shouts out to them because I actually got 2 grants on 2 different rolling cycles. Shouts out to them, but I got the last cycle of the last fiscal year. And the projects had to be done by May 29th.
Yeah, that's happened to us before.
So I was like, even with that, even with renting a venue and having everybody's schedules, like I literally got 5 musicians, 3 background singers. 4 of those 9,
you was dressed
8
up and
people.
You were dressed up and you had and you were singing.
4 of those 8 people came from Charlotte. Okay? My makeup artist came to the, like, we had stuff. I had a production manager. We had stuff like in line, but I was just sick. And I was like, we gonna do this.
She
You
even
were
had
in
somebody
pain.
painting live.
Oh
She
yeah,
painted
shouts out to
live.
Valencia Goodwin.
Yeah.
She painted the show live, and it is a beautiful portrait. Shouts out to TJ Mackey, my MD and my very good friend. Like, he's still, and my video producer, Marquise Wallace, they were all just like, yo, we're gonna have a show today. Like, because they knew I was
They
backstage.
knew.
Like,
They're not.
they was just
not
like,
in it.
they trying to see, like,
I
what's
didn't know
gonna happen.
any of that, and I was on set.
And I came out for sound check at like 1:30, and they was like, she out here for sound check. I'm gonna tell y'all how I got a sound check. Shouts out to Andrea Butler. Okay. Andrea gave me some CBD.
Go ahead, CBD.
I was having a panic attack, crying back there, and she was like, just put this up under your tongue. Gave me a CBD gummy. I knocked out for 15 minutes straight, woke up and walked out the sound check. No lie. No lie. Ask my cousin Zaria. Ask my cousin Zaria.
You work well under pressure.
Ask my cousin Zaria.
I ain't got no
Knocked out
excuses.
for 15
y'all.
minutes and got up, walked out there for sound check. I didn't start hurting bad again until my second to last song. And I had to act. By that time, I told my crowd what was going on during intermission. They didn't know. Had no clue. Sitting there the whole time. And I told them, and then a second to the last song, I was like, y'all need 5 minutes. I just need to sit down for a second. So that's, for me, that shows I was in pain because I only got one more song to go and I need a break.
Right.
You know what I mean? I was like, I need 5 minutes to sit down. But no, it was amazing. What I want to say and wrap this little piece up. The album came out September 13th. We premiered the docu concert as an album release at Spotlight Cinemas as a movie premiere.
Mm-hmm.
And when the debut date, it reached number 8 on the iTunes R&B charts. The same day as the Diddy Love album. I wish all the stuff came out before that because he wouldn't have took my spot. I might have had number 1.
Well, he about to be removed. You're good.
Anyway, he was number 1 that day because the albums came out the same day. But Solbird Sessions live for me is more than just music for me. So I anticipate making this a platform. Being able to, I want to host it, but being able to feature artists on this side. Mine is kind of like a pilot.
Mm-hmm.
Feature artists, songwriters that make music for healing.
Yes.
And showcasing their original, music on this type of platform. So I don't know if it could be TV show style, but I really want it modeled after mine. So that's my far goal for Solbird Sessions Live.
Man,
that sounds really dope.
You are phenomenal.
Yeah. So
the way you think,
phenomenally powerful.
And I think that might have been the first time I said this out loud. So
good gosh, I'm gonna look at you right now. You're like an alien to me. I don't know what this is. I will say this. We're about to wrap up, but before we do, I need you to give yourself some shameless plugs.
Okay.
We need to know. Of course, you were just explaining some of the projects you're working on, but explain those projects, where people can find you, specifically all your business ventures, etc., so that way our audience can make sure that they link up with you.
Awesome sauce. First of all, thank y'all so much for
thank you.
the opportunity. I love chatting with people. And I just think this is just a dope concept and idea. I love the evolution process of it. But I am TiffanyJ. My website is IamTiffanyJ.com. I'm all over social media, everywhere at IamTiffanyJ, except Instagram. I am at Supa Dope Chick.
Yep.
And the reason why is because I had an underscore in my Instagram name for years. The girl that has mine, I don't know why they won't take it from her. But she posts in like 6 years, only has 4 posts on this page.
Whoa.
And I got tired of contradicting myself by telling people don't put no space in my name. I got this underscore in my Instagram handle.
Yep.
So I was like, I'm just changing to Supa Dope Chick.
Smart.
So that's the only one that's different. But TiffanyJ everywhere. I am TiffanyJ everywhere else. For graphics, my business is TJ's Elements. I do media. I do creative directing for videos and all that kind of stuff. Super Beauty Incorporated. We would love to come to your events. We got books, we got puzzles, we got dolls, all kind of stuff for the kids. I am superbeauty.com. You will find Handsome Hero there as well. But he got a website, handsomehero.com. We really build on the I am in my branding because I'm really big on affirmations and affirming.
Yes.
So the I am statements, I use those a lot. Other than that, music, Solbird Sessions live, along with my other 2 albums, Evolving and Epiphany 325, my singles. all that stuff. Music videos. I got like 13. No, I think I got 14 music videos. I stopped counting. Somewhere around there. All of that's on YouTube. All your digital streaming stores.
I know it's on Tidal because I'm on Tidal.
It's definitely on Tidal.
Yep. Mm.
And Tidal actually has 2 different artist names for me. They're both TiffanyJ, but they don't have them linked. And
strange.
I think it's because I used to be with TuneCore, and then this last album I went with DistroKid.
Okay, that's.
And I'm thinking they just had different user IDs or something.
Yep.
But anyway, you can find me TiffanyJ No Space. Go get the music. Go watch the documentary. I would love reviews. It's coming to Tubi soon.
Nice.
We got an IMDb page, so if you like it, go leave a review on that or something.
Yeah.
So yeah, I think that's about it. I'm Google.
That's it.
I'm Google.
Just a few things.
Googleable. So just Google me. You know, you can find out what you need to know. If I'm somewhere where y'all can come, I'll post about it.
Man.
Any way we can help support you, just let us know.
Seriously, please.
Absolutely.
And send us your music so we can put it on our playlist.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and y'all did that before, and I really appreciate it.
Yeah, that's how.
Back in February when I released my last single, "Sweet Love Song," which was something I was doing in preparation for the album. I wanted to just kind of put out something new, but y'all did use that song on one of y'all playlists, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, if y'all are not already following our Spotify playlist,
That Spotify
check it out.
Thanks, Skip. That Spotify playlist is wow. Y'all got to get it.
And we try to keep it off the beaten path a little bit.
Yes.
You know, it's not what you're getting from everybody else's playlist, but it's dope and it's indie.
Yes, it is. It's indie in a good way. It doesn't mean no negative behind that. It's a good indie. But just to wrap up for today, I do want to shout out Celeb Studio. We're actually filming today at Celeb Studios. Shout out to Chef Jay and her husband as well. It's located at 224 O'Neill Court, Suite 19 in Columbia, South Carolina, 29223. If you have some events, et cetera, that you want to do, please come by and make sure that you knock on that door, say hello, and introduce yourself to Chef Jay.
It's a dope space for
very
doing
dope
whatever.
space.
It
Beautiful space.
really is the setup. This set is nice. And can I shout her out too?
Please,
I love you, Chef Jay. She was actually one of my funders for my crowdfunding campaign.
I believe
she came to my release and she always has supported me. So I love you very much. Thank you so much for supporting me.
Excellent. Well, with that being said, this is DJ and what?
Tamaya.
Mike.
And our esteemed guest.
I'm TiffanyJ No Space.
Excellent. Thank you for joining us today on the Hilltop Glove Podcast. Everybody out there, be safe. Tell somebody next to them that you love them and you appreciate them. Till next time, peace.
Peace.